Ask Amy – courtesy questions in the time of COVID-19 Canada.com. New Call of Duty could be reimagined Black Ops in Cold War – GameSpot. Oil extends rally after OPEC Plus prolongs record production cuts – Yahoo Canada Finance. Combining technology and style, Vivo V19 offers industry-leading selfie capabilities and stunning design – Stockhouse. Coronavirus – how to communicate effectively when video conferencing – Yahoo News Canada. Oppo could soon launch smart TVs – Gizmochina. OnePlus has its sights set on Xiaomi with cheap smart TVs – Android Authority. Xiaomi Redmi 9 listed online, leaking renders and major specs – Android Authority. Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Fold 2, Watch 2 and more have a release date. Can India News. Grand Theft Auto – finger flexes keep 90-year-old gamer console ready, Gadgets 360.